In steps 21 through 24, the pitcher gets to release the ball. She must do so, however, with her eyes closed. And the reason we want to use the eyes closed is so that she is not so incredibly focused on the result. We want her to get the rhythm, get the balance, and most of all, have really good technique. Generally, when pitchers start watching their pitches, they will try and make little adjustments to either throw the ball straighter or throw the ball harder. And generally, particularly at the young age with beginners, the adjustments they make tend to be contrary to using good fundamental technique. Now, as the instructor, it is up to you to provide feedback as to where the pitch is going. It's better if you have somebody else catching or if the pitcher is throwing into a net or even against a wall in a gym. Now, if the pitch is going right or left, take a look at some of the things that might make that happen. Check to see if the ball is on the power line on the way down. A lot of kids will reach the ball around behind their head, and then it comes down behind their back, and then as their hand passes by the hip, they throw it off to the right. Also make sure that the hand is passing very close to the hip, which is where the power line is. Make sure that the hips remain open until the ball passes the hips. If they tend to close early, the arm will swing out a little bit, and then she will tend to throw it to the left. Look to see if the shoulders are on top of the hips and closing at the same time. If all of those seem okay, then take a look at the spin on the ball. You've got the stripe on the ball. That spin should be straight up and down, which would tell you that the hand is coming through directly behind the ball. A lot of times the kids will twist their wrist a little bit, and then instead of the ball being released straight towards home plate, they're releasing it off in a different direction. Now, if the ball is going either high or low, that's not as much of a concern. That's just an adjustment that needs to be made at the release point. Make sure that her weight transfer is occurring efficiently. The pitcher should be leaning backwards very, very slightly at release on her way to getting fully straight up and down. The release comes at the very bottom of the circle and should be directly in front of the right leg. If the pitch is low, the release is too early. If it's high, then the release is a little bit too late. For steps 21 through 24, have the catcher start at about 20 feet from the pitcher and then move closer or farther depending on the pitcher's speed. Move back a bit for each of these 4 steps. By step 24, the catcher should be at the full pitching distance, which is 35 feet for 10U players, 40 feet for 12U players, and 43 feet for the older girls. Again, doing these steps with the eyes closed is for the pitcher to learn the feel of releasing the ball before focusing on results. Having that skill is very important for long-term success, as they will have a comfort zone when things start going a little bit awry. I have had pitchers throw pitches in a game with their eyes closed in order to fix some mechanical issues on the spot. And plus, the batter gets a little bit nervous if she happens to notice that. Pitching is all about rhythm, balance, and trust in the mechanics. Working with the eyes closed reinforces all of those things. Now, the pitcher should be able to throw 15 out of 20 that are catchable, not necessarily strikes, before moving on to the next step. If she is having difficulty achieving that level of success, take away the ball and have her do the step until it looks good. Then give her the ball and have her close her eyes again. If you can identify a specific problem that is leading to her inaccuracy, design some sort of drill or look up a drill that will focus on trying to repair that little flaw. Steps 21 through 24 are just a repeat of steps 9, 11, 14, and 17. So go back and review the details for each of those steps before you embark on steps 21 through 24. By the way, in practice, a lot of times I will do step 21 and follow it immediately with step 25, which is opening your eyes and doing it, and then 22 to 26 and so on. I've done it both ways, and I really have not seen an advantage of one way or the other. Steps 25 through 28 are these same 4 steps, and I will provide more commentary as I go through each one of them.
It's just the way it is. It's a little more loving, now every